And welcome back to Top Cut for our pre-Worlds Celebration Tournament here at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. Dennis Geisler, Nicholas Stavrakis here with you, and we are about to get into the quarterfinal round, top 8, between, I guess we'll see in just a moment. You have to look at us right now. We have Abhyu Vatsavai and Michael Aguirre. Abhyu running the Iron Hands Miraidon, Landorus Therian, Iron Bundle, Ho-Oh, and Furgiraffe. Michael running the Smeargle, Calyrex Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, Raging Bolt, Rillaboom, and Tornadus Incarnate. And we're about to get into this game. So we do have a bit of no overlapping restricteds, no overlapping Pokemon in general, actually. No shared Pokemon between these two teams. So,
like, for the first time tonight.
Basically for the first time tonight.
I think this is the first team without Miraidon we've seen.
It is also one of the first non-Miraidon teams that we've seen in general.
Yeah, and it's definitely the first Landorus Therian we've seen. I haven't seen much of this Pokemon at all lately, like especially in this whole gen.
Yeah, it definitely has had issues throughout this generation for a variety of reasons. We're closing the software. Don't worry.
It's like, why are we closing the software?
We're closing the software right now. It's fine. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Landorus Therian this generation at all, and I think some of it is just, you know, some of its niches have been taken over time. Incineroar is obviously really good.
Yeah, well, back instead of Boo, people had both, and would, like, Intimidate Cycle so bad, it was, like,
yeah,
a real
but then
problem.
also you have Clear Amulet now, which stops that from the most important threats.
And there's more abilities now that, like, counteract Intimidate.
That's also true. And then I think Terra helps Landorus in a lot of ways, but also makes it a little bit more difficult to lock into anything, which you kind of need to be choiced on Landorus. This one's banned. I'm usually used to seeing the Scarf a lot more often. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, well, and also Decorate doesn't boost the defense, it just boosts the attack and the special attack.
Stats, yeah.
Which obviously defense is an offensive stat for Zamazenta, but see Abhyu make those moves pretty quick. Both these players locking in their picks pretty quickly. You would imagine they've had a lot of time to think about it. I think.
And I think we already didn't they walk in first, or was it on the screen?
No, it was on this screen that they quit out a moment ago. And venture into territory we've never been before. And obviously the Furgiraffe will help quite a bit against the Smeargle just to stop the fake out, and the Miraidon to stop the Spore. So maybe we won't see Smeargle just for those reasons, that there's a lot that blocks it at this point.
Yeah, but Furgiraffe is good for that. I'm excited to see if we see this older school Landorus come in. I mean, it is good. It Zamazenta, I guess. It's like, okay.
Well, and it does U-turn out. Which is nice.
It does U-turn.
The ban does a lot of damage to Shadow Rider, I suppose. We'll see. Getting the leads here, finally. It's going to be the Rillaboom and the Shadow Rider against the Furgiraffe and the Iron Hands, so no restricted in the lead for Abhyu. And just the Shadow Rider for Mickey, although Fake Out not going to be an option from Michael's side.
Yeah, we're going to see Rillaboom do something else. It has U-turn.
I would imagine it probably U-turns out here from the Furgiraffe.
Yeah.
But I do wonder what the Iron Hands wants to go for, and whether the Calyrex wants to go for like an Astro Barrage, or just a Psychic, or even a Nasty Plot here could be really interesting.
Yeah, I think there's room to do Nasty Plot, because you're pretty good on speed for this turn, but
yeah, and you're not getting hit by a
trick room.
ton. I think you're You almost might be more risking Iron Hands doing like a bunch of damage to you with like a Wild Charge or something. Like I wonder if that would KO even, because this is not a Sash Calyrex, so you don't have that get out of jail free card.
We're gonna see the Terra come off on the Iron Hands. It's Terra Bug. That's pretty good to resist like ground.
Yeah, and it also resists the Psychic, if that's what
Oh no, it doesn't
Calyrex
resist
goes for,
Psychic.
but yeah,
It would be not weak to it.
Yeah. Sorry. Just prevents the Psychic from doing more damage. And the Fake Out does go into that, and just the Trick Room. Okay, so a nice little turn from Abhyu there. No, Michael not getting aggressive enough, I feel. Not going for a nasty plot or...
Yeah, I think a Protect was way too passive for that turn when you just like know that Trick Room's coming up and you just basically like...
Furdraft does have the foul play, but you could have Terra Darked and maybe that would turn into an issue next turn, but yeah, now you gotta take out the Shadow Rider and you're on the back foot here. It's Furion Blitz, which is Raging Bolt, of course. I guess that makes sense. We'll pop the booster energy, but now we'll see what does the Iron Hands go for. Big Drain Punch into the Rillaboom. Not actually that big of a Drain Punch. Medium-sized Drain Punch. And a Psychic follow-up. Not going to KO. We'll get pretty close, though, and the U-turn will bring out maybe Calyrex again. That is a crit on the U-turn. That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, it did over half. It was a pretty strong hit from that Rillaboom. Now you decide what are we going to reveal what the fourth Pokemon is. It's probably not safe to bring back in the Calyrex. It's probably going to be Zamazenta.
Yeah, it's really tough here. You would think it's the Zamazenta, although our graphic is implying that it's Smeargle, which is an interesting choice against this team.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Smeargle. You don't get to...
No, that's definitely Smeargle. It's Dog Vinci.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a good name. It's a good Smeargle name. Oh, and it does get the Moody, and it gets the speed boost immediately?
In Trick Room,
In Trick Room. That's really funny. And now, I mean, it has no... excuse me, it doesn't have any Protect, so you could just lay into Smeargle right now. Although, alternatively, you could just go for a big low kick into the Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt's a very heavy Pokemon.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do with... the Smeargle right now. I mean, you could go for Spore. That would be really risky, but you probably just want to follow me away damage from the...
Yeah. And I like this play because as much as you'd want to Drain Punch or go for a low kick or something like that, Smeargle could Terra Ghost follow me, which would be really difficult for the Iron Hands. And just getting the Smeargle out of the way now is perfect, because now it can't use Spore or anything else like that, and Raging Bolt will get a move off, but... We'll still have a couple more turns of Trick Room before while Calyrex is out on the field. And yeah, we will see the Furdraft drop, but I think it definitely got its work done.
Yeah, I think that was a really good turn for Michael. I don't know what else you're going to do with that Smeargle. I think it's a little risky not bringing that Zamazenta this battle, but I guess you're really scared of the Ho-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So that unfortunately puts Shadow Rider Calyrex back out on the field. Still in Trick Room. I think we still have a couple turns left.
Mm-hmm.
You can really take advantage of the Trick Room now with Iron Hands. You could just try to finish off this Bolt. Because we assume that Calyrex will probably go for Protect on this turn.
Either a Protect or maybe try to set up. Like, you could get a little greedy here.
Yeah, you could get greedy and
especially knowing that Raging Bolt is still on the field. It's bulky. It does a lot of damage. It's got that booster, so maybe you can assume there's going to be some damage going that way. I'll see if I can get like a nasty plot this turn and then a Protect and then stall out the rest of the Trick Room and maybe try to win it out of that.
So an interesting switch here into Electric type, I guess, baiting an Electric move into the Ho-Oh, switching into something quad resisting. Low kick's not going to quite pick up the KO, still does a lot of damage. Thunderbolt, decent chip, about half.
Ooh, it is the Astro Barrage.
Yeah, that was a good time to use it, because we went on a defensive switch, but it's not enough to take out the Iron Hands.
It's really good damage, though, and that is Life Orb, and at this point you wonder, okay, can you win this game with Calyrex here? Because you haven't taken any damage on the Calyrex, you can protect this next turn. The next Astro Barrage, I think, will pick up a double KO. and maybe you're able to win out of that, especially because it's not like Iron Hands can do anything about it. It's not like the Miraidon can do anything about it. It's locked as well. No switch out. We see the fake out to try to stall out this turn a little bit. And the Draco Meteor into the Miraidon, going to pick up the KO, but that leaves the Ho-Oh on the field now, and that's a little bit of a dangerous spot. Again, I think that the Trick Room is done here, so Mickey will have an opportunity to let Calyrex win this one.
Yeah, I think that was a very bad call to switch out the Miraidon that last turn, because you're like gonna be slower than the like the Spectre no matter what.
Yeah, and the big thing here,
Thunderclap into not hit. I guess it didn't use Protect though.
I think like
Tailwind.
a Tailwind or something, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be Tailwind. Which that's kind of good. That's now you might... She should outspeed, right? Like, in Tailwind?
Yeah, I think Ho-Oh should outspeed Calyrex in Tailwind, but the problem is that Calyrex is +1, so you can't let it just sit there. But also, Raging Bolt is, like, even though it's Draco Meteor down, it still has Booster. It can still do Thunderbolt against Ho-Oh.
Yeah, or even Thunderclap.
Yeah.
And they both are running Protect, so now you have to play a guessing game of which bond to attack.
Yeah. And here we're gonna see the Terra. I would imagine it's Raging Bolt. Yeah. I don't even know what Raging Bolt's Terra is. It's electric. I was gonna say, if it's Terra Electric, it makes sense to try to get up to neutral and then just, like, big Thunderbolt, see how much damage you can do to this thing. Or Thunderclap.
Yeah. With the terrain... Okay.
Ooh, 10 HP remaining.
Oh gosh, it's Brave Bird.
But the Brave Bird is going to drop the Ho-Oh.
Enough.
Yeah, and it's not even up there. And that's after 2 Life Orb procs. So Abhyu will have that information for next game, but a really nice Game 1 win by Mickey. And we were talking about it. Ooh, kind of an awkward turn 1. Calyrex didn't do anything. Trick Room got up. But the thing is, Abhyu didn't really have Trick Room sweepers. He's got Iron Hands and Giraffe.
I think you could have taken more advantage of the Trick Room after getting it set up so easily. And just didn't capitalize on it. I guess I could see, honestly, him running it back again and trying to take more advantage of it this game.
Yeah.
But I think that Michael might not be the time to bring both of your restricted, since you proved that you can win with just one. I think Zamazenta still has a lot of value in this battle.
I agree. Like, I don't think Smeargle is super important to this matchup. But the thing is, we're noting all of these things that Michael did incorrectly or could have matched up better against Abhyu by doing, and he still won the game pretty handily.
Right, yeah.
So now it's a question of, okay, how does Abhyu adapt to not only beat what Michael just did, but also what Michael might do next?
Got that Switch 1 loading. Alright, so now we're gonna see in this game when it carries over. Okay, I actually love this outfit. This is a good outfit. Okay, so we see Smeargle Calyrex lead. It's a pretty good lead. You might not get the fake out because of this Giraffe Ho-Oh lead, but you still can just follow me or threaten a Spore. It's a pretty fast Spore. It might even be faster than this Ho-Oh depending on the EV situation.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the thing, is that you have the opportunity to Spore here if you want to.
Decorate would be crazy too, or follow me. You don't even need the
and
fake
follow me plus Nasty Plot is definitely an option. Try to get the Smeargle out of here right now, and then be able to follow up with something else alongside the Calyrex, just launching out the big Astro Barrage, although the Trick Room is still an option, which would threaten the Calyrex quite a bit. You're going to see the Calyrex Terra immediately. I think this is partly what Michael was afraid of in Game 1, which is the foul play on the Giraffe.
Yeah.
And just going for the Terra right now certainly works, especially because the Terra is not super important on anything else here. And we'll see the Terra on the Ho-Oh as well, which is very interesting. I guess it makes it immune to Spore. That is the most important part.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was for right now, because they're not changing any weaknesses or resistances on Ghost. But we're going to see Nasty Plot without the follow me. Uh-oh, so depending on how this goes, so...
Ooh, it was the spore into the Ho-Oh.
That was a risky spore to knowing.
The Sacred Fire does still go into the Smeargle,
Does it burn? Oh, I don't think it burned.
I don't think it burned.
Well, so you need to double in,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that's totally fine for Michael. I mean, that's effectively the same as a Follow Me Nasty plot.
Right, and you still got the boost.
Yeah, you still get the boost, and you can still put it next to something else, and you still get to use Astro Barrage next turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hit the Farigiraf.
It's not going to hit the Farigiraf, and that is a little concerning. But at the same time, it's not like the Farigiraf is doing anything to you right now. The worst thing it could do is Trick Room. And if it Trick Rooms, then Raging Bolt suddenly becomes pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going to get the special attack boost from Booster Energy. You can't go for Thunderclap, so you have Thunderbolt with Draco Meter. You could Draco the Ho-Oh.
I think you just Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I think you Thunderbolt Farigiraf.
Because I think Ho-Oh's going to take a lot of damage. This is Life Orb plus 2 Astro Barrage.
Yeah, but a double into Ho-Oh might be able to pick it up with Draco, but...
Let's see Astro Barrage here. Obviously doesn't hit the Farigiraf. What does it do to the Ho-Oh? Ooh, brings it down to 48 HP. Very, very close. Ho gets the Tailwind off, though, so going for that side of the speed equation here. And the Psychic actually going into the Raging Bolt, so it gets a little bit of chip down there, but Thunderbolt the other way will do a really big chunk of damage there. And now the question is, Ho-Oh faster than Calyrex under Tailwind? And I think it is, but I don't think we've gotten it confirmed just yet. Although Calyrex can also protect.
Well, we also saw that the Brave Bird didn't do as much damage as you'd like.
Yeah, the Brave Bird does not KO from this range, but if you can chip down the Calyrex a bit, I mean, we basically know at this point all of the damage is loaded into these two Pokemon here. You're going to see the Helping Hand, though, and that will certainly pick up the KO.
Do you use Sacred Fire so you don't dodge your...
Yeah, and the Sacred Fire as well. Oh, but the Sacred Fire doesn't KO. It gets the burn.
Does it even go down after the burn damage?
I think it might, but it still gets to use, a big Psychic onto the Farigiraf. Gets the KO there. And we'll see the Raging Bolt should get the KO onto the Ho-Oh here, assuming it's a Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah, after the Life Orb chip damage.
Oh, yeah, Life Orb already took it out. I totally forgot about that as well. So, there goes the Calyrex. So that's one of the big targets there. But the Thunderbolt should take out the Ho-Oh. Oh, no, Ho-Oh has 2 HP remaining, and it's paralyzed.
That's not good. You can just kind of definitely take that down with the Thunderclap. You just have to, like, choose the right moment.
It's awkward, though. It's so much more awkward to deal with that now, especially because you know that the Iron... Oh, well, no, that's not Iron Hands. That's Miraidon. Yeah, and the Miraidon gets the Electric Terrain up over the Rillaboom. No, the Rillaboom gets it. I was going to say, like, I thought that's not the order that it would have gone in because of the Tailwind, and I was correct. But now, no Terra remaining... No, not really a whole lot of damage left on Mickey's side. It looks like Abhyu's in a really good spot here to pick up the win. Fake Out, going into the Iron Hands. Ho-Oh, ooh, full para on the Ho-Oh. That could be important.
That is definitely important, I think.
It's the Draco into the Iron Hands. It does good damage, but you're losing out on a lot of damage for the Miraidon, and also Ho-Oh...
Yeah, that
still
was
sitting around here.
That was Ho-Oh's last chance to deal some damage, and that Sacred Fire would have definitely easily taken out the Rillaboom.
It would have. So that is meaningful, but also you do have to worry a little bit about, okay, how do you get this Iron Hands out of here? Remember, this Rillaboom is Fake Out, U-Turn, Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer. It only has grass moves, basically, to attack with. And Ho-Oh gets to switch out, which means it gets the Regenerator HP back, which I don't know if Mickey has any way of getting off of that.
Yeah, I think it's that's definitely going to be huge to get that much HP back.
Like, I think Abhyu's in a really good spot to just win this game at this point. That is a lot of damage. Okay, I was going to say, that did a little too much damage.
This neutralized the Thunderclap into nothing.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Tailwind's gone, you don't really need it anymore.
You really don't, and you can put it back up when Ho-Oh's out, but you don't really need it because you have the Miraidon.
Yeah, Miraidon I think can pick up easily here.
Yeah, I think Miraidon kind of closes this one out. You can just go for the Dazzling Gleam, yeah. Do really good damage to the Raging Bolt. Not enough to KO. See the Wood Hammer. Maybe this KOs? No, it does not. Raging Bolt. Will Draco Meteor. A crit could matter. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. But not a crit. Nearly picked up, but yeah, that's gonna be it though.
Yeah, I can't do any spread moves or anything. It's Bolt, it's gonna go down.
Yeah, no way for the Bolt to deal with both of these Pokemon at once. So that should be it.
Yeah, I think it's just dealer's choice on
Yep.
players. Okay,
Gets a Thunderclap for 10 damage against Miraidon. A cool 10 damage. That'll be it. And we will head to game number 3.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to say I think it's time to bring in this Zamazenta over the Smeargle.
Yeah, the Smeargle did literally nothing that game.
It's like it gives you one turn.
It gives you one turn, which I don't hate the idea of it giving you one turn, but you really need it to give you a little more than that.
Yeah.
And I think even if the Zamazenta doesn't necessarily provide that, I wouldn't mind the Tornadus even, potentially. I guess it's a little bit difficult, because Zamazenta is very weak to Ho-Oh, and Tornadus is very weak to Miraidon.
Yeah, and
so it's a little
doesn't,
difficult
like, resist Miraidon either, so
yeah.
it's kind of like scary. But
I guess the big issue is just that you're relying a lot on Pokemon with Fake Out against a Farigiraf.
Yeah.
Against a Farigiraf, and you don't really have good, super effective moves against it.
Oh, we might see this bundle Miraidon
a little bit of a switch up, yeah. I'm curious if Abhyu wants to switch things up significantly here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been leading Fake Out like every time, even though you have the Farigiraf, it's kind of like you would end up having to like switch into the Farigiraf.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I wonder if... but I also wonder if Abhyu will just be like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I can get hit with Fake Out.
Well, maybe this is the time where we don't lead Fake Out on the third game, because you're like, I haven't been able to do it like the whole game. Like both games.
But at the same time, what would be the alternative lead? We could find out right now. It is the Smeargle again.
Well, this is actually good, because you can go for the Fake Out if you want. I think it's pretty good value here, because you're just like not worried about, because it's like the worst case is switching out, then that already negates that slot anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And you probably, I mean, it's tough because you probably, there's a lot of you that wants to do it against the bundle, because the bundle is a bit more of an instant threat, but you also have to worry about Terragos. Abhyu locked in his moves super fast.
Yeah, I was like, I think he was just like, I gotta go for this. I was like, that's crazy.
But this game, it's risky plays. Got risky plays going on here. So I think the play I was thinking about for Mickey is just a Fake Out into the Iron Bundle and a Astro Barrage, and I think that takes out the Iron Bundle before it gets to do anything. We'll see the Terra go onto the Miraidon, not the Iron Bundle.
It's Terra Fairy, so it's probably locking into Dazzling Gleam with the
Probably
specs.
is, yeah.
Kind of risky. Like, hope they don't switch into Rillaboom.
Ooh, the Protect.
Yeah. Ooh, it's going. Well, you can't go for Spore.
A Calm, Gentle Protect.
Yeah, it's like, what is Smeargle doing this turn?
Yeah. I'm curious what it is doing. It's hit with the Icy Wind. Well, we might not get to find out.
Yeah. I mean, it had to go for. It can't go for Decorate or Spore because of the trade. Like,
what right now.
Yeah, that takes it out easy.
Yeah, I really don't know what it was trying to do there. Unclear.
You can't decorate through Protect, right? No, it's
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
It's not like coaching. So. No, you can't.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, and I'm crazy, but I swear you can't.
I don't know. And no one can tell me because I don't read chat. We're going to see that is the Zamazenta. Yeah.
Okay, we finally get to see it.
We do finally get the Zamazenta. And the thing is, the Miraidon is locked into a spread move right now.
Oh yeah, and it does have Wild Guard, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just go for it or not? Or you switch out?
I mean, I think that you have to switch out if you're Abhyu. You could go real aggressive and go for the Gleam here.
It seems like he's going
You do have Encore, so you can mess... things up a little bit. And yeah, there's going to be the switch out here because Abhyu wanted to encore the
Calyrex, right?
Yeah, the Calyrex, and it is the wide card.
Yeah, so we're probably not going to see anything happen this turn.
Anything happen this turn.
Do you call the switch and go for whatever your ice move is? Freeze try?
Nope. There's the encore. There's the Dazzling Gleam. Absolutely nothing happening this turn.
Yeah, I think Tornadus is pretty good here. You're safe to go for this Tailwind.
That's the big thing, is that you can Tailwind and then you're suddenly not worried about encore, which is the really big thing here. The thing is, the Iron Bundle Sash is still active, so that's a concern, and then you also have to be a little worried about just whatever switches in here and whatever they can do about Zamazenta.
Giraffe comes in here, it's not really getting any...
It prevents the taunt.
Yeah, I think now you have to go for Trick Room now that there's that Tailwind on that side.
Yeah, but that also could be difficult because there's the Heavy Slam going into the Iron Bundle. It's good damage there to Freeze Dry. This should not KO Tornadus.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that a crit?
That's a crit.
I was like, that move is not that strong to be doing that.
I don't think that's what that does. I don't think that's what that move does. But now we have Tailwind up and Zamazenta and Calyrex out on the field for Mickey.
See, I think going for Trick Room on this Fridrife is your best shot. You're pretty good into the Calyrex. You can't be hit by its main move and resist its other.
Yeah.
But you have Zamazenta, can just do decent chip, but I think you can get this Trick Room off.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be what... And I wonder if Mickey tries to double into that slot and see if he can get rid of it. We're going to see Iron Bundle switch out here, which makes some sense. Maintain it a little bit for a later point in the game, have that Encore available. Ho-Oh will come out, which, makes sense. It's bulky, it's got Regenerator. There's the Astro Barrage. It'll do a little bit of damage to Ho-Oh, but not a lot. Yeah, there's that medium amount of damage to Ho-Oh. There's the Life Orb chip in return. There's the Body Press. Nowhere near enough damage to KO, and that means the Trick Room goes up. And that makes things real difficult for Mickey here.
Yeah,
you do have Protects on both of these Pokemon, yeah.
I think you just go for the Sacred Fire anyways on Zamazenta, right?
Yeah, there's no real reason not to. You do also have the Terra available on both these Pokemon, but I mean, at this point you might just have to burn it on Calyrex because there's no better opportunity, really, but it's still very awkward right now.
Yeah, what's the Zamazenta? It's grass. You can't get
out.
You can't get out
of the Terra Fire. Or the Sacred Fire, excuse me.
Really thinking about what to do with this turn. It is crucial.
Yeah, I mean, but it's such a tough turn to deal with. It's going to be the Psychic going into the Zamazenta here. Not a lot of damage done. The Sacred Fire goes into the Calyrex. Does not pick up the KO. It does burn, so that'll be a bit more chip damage going to that Calyrex every turn. The Body Press goes into the Ho-Oh, but that should mean the Ho-Oh drops to the next... Oh no, it's Psychic. A weird set of moves being used by both sides here. And yeah, nobody used their super effective moves into the right slots, or the effective moves in general into the right slots. The terrain disappears, but now, I mean, it's pretty easy now to do what we were talking about Abhyu doing before, and just
taking advantage of the Trick Room and
go for the Sacred Fire into the Zamazenta.
Going all in on the Zamazenta is crazy. I feel like you could just chip the Calyrex for the rest of the damage before it gets to move, but it might
I was gonna say that, and also the Calyrex is probably gonna Terra here, which leaves you not really able to do a lot with Furgirath. So you might as well just kind of slow play this a little bit, and gonna be the Helping Hand here.
Hopefully into Sacred Fire.
I think it's gotta be the Sacred Fire.
Oh, just Protect. That's not good.
See, this could be big. Yeah, it was the Sacred Fire into the Zamazenta, so maybe Mickey has some chance here. There's the Astro Barrage. It should take out the Ho-Oh, but it will do another round of Life Orb chip alongside the Burn. We'll see how much more it can take of that. There's the Grenade boost. Yeah, it might have one more attack in the tank. Yeah. I think it has another turn of burn damage. The Tailwind is down now. So if the Zamazenta's slow, then it underspeeds the Miraidon, and it probably underspeeds the Iron Bundle regardless. This is tough.
Yeah, it's like, do you
because also at the same time, now that the Ho-Oh's gone, there's not a lot of damage into the Zamazenta. Like, we saw how little Psychic did. We know ice moves don't do anything to this thing. If Mickey can find a way to get... Ooh, it's going to be the foul play into the Calyrex, and it does pick up the KO. So no Protect there or anything, just going for an attack and getting taken down by the little bit of chip.
Yeah, because there's... I think... Is this the last turn of Trick Room, or...?
I think this might be the last turn of Trick Room, actually. There might be one more, but...
No, yeah, there's
one more.
Still one more, and it's almost into alone. I think you're good as Abhyu now. Just might as well freeze draw for or yeah, I guess you could Encore.
You need to do a little bit extra damage. I don't think Encore really does anything for you here, because Heavy Slam is the best damage against Miraidon also. There's the Psychic. Layering in a little bit of extra damage, trying to get any bit that helps, and taken out now as well.
We still have Miraidon in the back.
Here's the Freeze Dry. Let's see how much this does. Not a lot, but it's stacking up the damage is the big thing. And now Miraidon will come in here, and I think Electro Drift picks up the KO.
Yeah, I think it's safe to do that, because you need to get it down in one hit pretty much from the rest, or you're going to get KO'd by Heavy Slam.
Yeah, I do think it's got to be the Electro Drift here, and I think the Electro Drift does KO, so...
Yeah, and you're going to get a little bit of the help from the bundle with Freeze Dry here.
And we saw it did like a decent little chunk of damage, and nice every little bit helps when you're getting this down. It should KO. This is definitely KOs.
Yeah.
Yep. And Abhyu will take our quarterfinal matchup. He'll head to the semifinals, head to top 4. Against, I don't even know who. I don't even know what the bracket looks like, but we're finally going to move on in the bracket. So, yeah, it was a really, just a nicely played set there by Abhyu. Definitely, I think he had some advantage in certain spots, but I think it was just a weird matchup. Obviously, we saw Zamazenta couldn't really do a whole lot against this team. Yeah. Calyrex felt kind of awkward here. It was just a nice matchup for Abhyu, and he played it really well.
Yeah, coming out of the bad game 1 and then just taking the next 2 matches. Yeah, the Trick Room was very major here against like this more like Tail Room or Tailwind fake out team on the other side. Yeah, Fridraft just had a lot of value in that.
It really did.
Just blocking all those fake outs.
Getting the Trick Room up a couple times. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back for top 4. Don't go anywhere.